Welcome back to another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report. I'm Emerson Hip, and he is Gage Samoji, and we're back with another episode.
It's Victory Tuesday.
It's Victory Tuesday.
Hope everybody had a happy holiday.
Yes, absolutely. Hanukkah.
Christmas.
What's the other one?
Festivus.
Festivus, yep. We're missing one.
We are.
So sorry to that, to those people.
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa.
Something like
Kwanzaa.
that.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. And not only is it a Victory Tuesday, it's a 2-11 Tuesday. I'm finally paying my debt
From 2 weeks ago?
from the Niners whooping that ass on the Tom Brady led Buccaneers.
Were you going to try to get away with me not remembering you had to drink that?
No, I had actually kind of forgot. I mean, I knew we did it, but I had kind of forgot. But
So we have both drinking 2 of these on the air.
yep,
Hey, turned out well for us.
yeah, tells you what you need to know about the NFL. It's nothing guaranteed.
And on top of that, we are drinking. You know, Emerson has these shooters that he got.
We
talked about
need to
this.
put them to work.
Put them to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big bag of them.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a bold prediction later on, so I'll be drinking one more.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Captain Morgan's sliced apple, and it smells
Smells pretty good.
Smells good.
Yeah,
Smells really good.
Smells like those green Jolly Ranchers.
right on the nose.
What can I say?
These are bottoms up.
Cheers. I mean, it's gross, but
No, I don't know about that.
I mean, it could be worse, but it's still not good.
Is it worse than the pink lemonade one from last week?
No, definitely not. You saw that face.
I did see that face. Wow.
Okay,
How was your holiday?
it was good. Spent it at the Marriott. Although I will say on Friday we got together with family, extended family. Had a little dinner over at the cousin's house, which was fantastic.
What'd you guys have?
Crab and tri-tip.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude.
Surf and turf.
Talk
baby.
about a fucking spread.
I know.
That's awesome.
It was
That
pretty
sounds
sweet.
great.
Yeah. I hadn't had crab in a while, so it was nice to do that again. Was not fresh crab, but still was good nonetheless.
Crab's good.
Crab's crab now.
Crab's crab.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice to see family. Did a little white elephant.
What'd you get? What did you give and what'd you get?
I gave a $30 Target gift card,
Yeah.
and I put a little Tanqueray shooter in there.
There you go.
And then I got a vegetable chopper thing, or it's like a dicer.
Exciting
It's very
stuff.
exciting, yeah.
So the person who pulled yours and got the Tanqueray, did they pull it right when they saw it?
Did they drink it right away? No.
Who got it?
My Uncle Mike. Which he's a gin drinker, so it works out perfectly.
Oh, okay. So he waited.
No.
He's not in his 20s. It's okay.
Right. Yeah, Jack was the only one my age in this group.
And Jack.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Paige and Kelly and their husbands are also
and
sort of close.
Jack would have pulled it.
Maybe.
I think Jack would have pulled it. I would have pulled it.
Seeing gin, I don't think I would have done it.
All right, that's fair.
I'm also not a fan of Tanqueray, so
Yeah. It's got a cool bottle. I like the green bottle.
it's a good looking bottle. It's definitely classic.
Yeah.
It's pretty recognizable. What about you? What did you do for the holidays?
Spent the morning over at Devin's house. Had breakfast with her parents. Eggs, bacon, potatoes. You know,
Nice.
classic breakfast.
The All American.
Exactly. And then I went to my grandma's house and spent the rest of the day with my family, which was nice because we did not have a proper Thanksgiving due to me being sick.
All right.
You know, my grandma going down. So it was nice to see everybody. It really was. I walked in. I felt kind of bad. I was told 3 or 3:30 to show up to my grandma's. And I showed up probably 3:45, 3:40. You know, fashionably late these days. I walk in. Everybody's already plated, eating food.
What the fuck?
I mean, they're not all sitting at the table, so I didn't feel as bad. You know, when you walk into like a family, and
Right.
eating at a big table, you're like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
bad." You know, because they'll eat at the table and we'll eat on the couches and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was nice. You know, I was hungry, so I walked in, plated some food. We had kind of Mexican food. You know, refried beans, rice, some kind of meat mixed in. It
Nice.
was good.
Sweet.
Not too bad.
Can't go
Not
wrong
too
with
bad.
Mexican.
Overall, it was a good day. Very good day. Happy to be able to celebrate it. You unfortunately had to work, which sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was coming, and I've spent many holidays at the hotel, so. But I was glad to be able to get together with family nonetheless.
What time did you get off?
So thankfully we closed early on Christmas Day, so it was out of there by 8:30.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Came home and had some after dinner cocktails and
Shit.
with the parents, and
Of course.
Live to that,
Can't say no to that.
right?
Looking forward to my favorite holiday of the year,
New Year's.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's is a good
I
one.
love NYE, baby.
Yeah. New Year's is a good one.
I would love to host New Year's Eve, New Year's Rockin' Eve. Not Ryan Seacrest. I'm sorry, Ryan. You're
Yeah.
a good-looking dude and you're nice, but you're American Idol.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to be hosting New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Yeah, when I see Ryan Seacrest's face, I think of that song that comes on when American Idol gets started.
the OG theme song. I love New Year's Eve. Hopefully, the main idea will happen. If not, it'll be.
We'll just find a way to have fun, right?
Find a way to have fun, and you have to work that day as well.
Yep.
Or that night.
Could be sick.
And is New Year's Eve at the Marriott ever popping?
I honestly can't remember. It's been like
No.
3 years since we really had like a normal one. So
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. So
I can't totally remember what happened. So
ideally, you get off before midnight, and you can come hang out with
Right.
us.
yeah, I think last year I got off at like 11:45. Like I got home at 11:45.
Yeah, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
and everyone was already tossed.
Of course. Us tossed?
Yeah,
I don't believe it. I'm also drinking a Racer 5 IPA.
nice.
It's a classic.
Hell yeah.
These get me twisted. So we'll see how I'm feeling at the end of this
Yeah,
podcast.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good one. Nothing like a Steel Reserve after a shot. This could go sideways.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see.
Gage, what's on tap today?
We got some MLB, we have some college football, and of course, the bulk of the show, the National Football League.
Yes, sir. But we're gonna start with the World Cup. Just kidding.
Well, you got me there.
Hey.
I was like, whoa.
Just kidding.
I know I felt kind of bad doing my notes, and I had to totally just get rid of the World Cup section
Yeah.
of my notes.
But no, we're gonna start with baseball.
No,
This section is mostly about the Giants, but we're gonna start with Carlos Correa. Last week, it had just been reported right before we started the show that some complications with his physical were going on with the Giants, and eventually the deal fell through the next day.
No, I thought this happened late in the night of last week.
No, the reports about the physical were
Oh.
coming out before.
Oh, that's right. 'Cause we talked about
We
it.
talked about it.
You
yeah.
said you'd be the Giant. So.
Yeah. The deal eventually fell through, and only, like less than a day later, he had an agreement with the Mets for 12 years and $350 million.
I get woken up by Devin. She's like, "Babe, I have some bad news." And whenever you hear your girlfriend say that, it's like, "What's going on?" And she was like, "Carlos Correa signed with the Mets," and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Right?
Like in a daze, like 6:30 in the morning, just like, oh my god.
I had so much fun reading Twitter that day. People were freaking out.
Well, and you wake up later than we do because you work a later shift.
Right.
And I was just waiting until like 10, 11, maybe even 12 o'clock for you to reply to everything that me, Garrett, Ashley, and Devin were saying.
Yeah.
And what you had to say was just a little underwhelming, to be honest.
I mean, I know this is
You
going
were-
to sound contradictory.
You weren't pissed off.
No. It's going to sound contradictory because I was excited when the report came out
Oh,
that
we
he
were.
was signed with the Giants. But I think in hindsight, we're gonna be glad that we didn't, we don't have this guy on our books for the next 13 seasons.
What was I saying last week? I want him to be a Giant as long as he's healthy. If he's not healthy, then the Giants can do what they want from there. But I don't want a guy on my team who's not going to play a majority of the games.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
I think you agree with me. I think you still agree with me.
Yeah, for sure. I also, as good of a player as Carlos Correa is, I don't see him as really a franchise-altering player. If the Giants are ever going to win a World Series with him on the team, there's no way he could be the best player on the team. I just don't feel like that's possible.
Okay.
So I think it's not really about him. It's about the Giants. They need to do a lot more than get a guy like Carlos Correa.
And the Giants were getting absolutely dragged.
Oh, they were getting
Farhan
killed.
was getting dragged. Gabe Kapler was getting dragged.
Yeah.
But after the Mets came out and said they were concerned with the physical too, it makes the Giants look a lot smarter.
It's the best news the Giants front office could have heard.
100%.
Because they were getting killed by the
'Cause-
media and fan base.
Even me thinking, man, Giants, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah, I mean, it's been that way for the last few years.
And then hearing what the Mets said, I was like, you know what? This makes the Giants look incredibly smart and incredibly good. And so who knows? I don't even know what the deal is with him right now. Is he on the Mets right now?
So he has not officially signed the contract because they're still doing their due diligence and
And he's technically a free agent.
still technically a free agent.
Not a member of the Twins.
No, correct. The funny thing is that teams have already started checking in on him,
Of course.
but
Teams are gonna look into him.
I think, I mean, I know I said that I thought he would still be a Giant, but I do think he's going to be a Met. It says, people are reporting that he's still likely to sign a deal with the Mets. It's just the details within the contract might be different than originally agreed upon. But
It's just that was a tough 12 to 48. 12. I don't know how long. Do you remember how long it was when the Mets said something about it? A few days.
oh, you mean between them reporting about the physical?
Yeah,
After-
between the Giants saying they were worried about the physical and everybody giving them shit,
Yeah.
and then the Mets finally saying,
Oh, yeah. I feel like it was less than a day, less than 24 hours.
because that was rough.
Yeah, it was.
To
It was
see, to see everybody being like, dude, the Giants, what are they doing?
right.
They can't pull the plug. Farhan's not the guy. They're doing Moneyball, Billy Bean.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. This has nothing to do with Farhan. I think he wanted to, say, "Hey, I spent the money." It's the ownership that's probably nixed this deal. There's no way it was Farhan that's like, "No, I don't want to. I don't want to make this deal anymore." It's because I don't think it's his call at this point.
I want to just say, New York as a whole has seemed to just fuck the Giants
I know, right?
in this free agency market. Losing Arson Judge and then now losing Carlos Correa potentially. It's not a good look for our Giants.
Right.
A team that used to play in New York, it's not a good look.
Right.
Not a good look.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, but I really feel like we're gonna be just fine without him. I don't think he was gonna make that big of a difference.
I really wanted to see what number he was going to wear for the Giants, too. I really did. You know me.
I would, yeah. I think I would put my money on 1, like we talked about.
Which is a good number. To me,
Right.
that's a good number. It's a cocky number.
Right. I could see maybe,
Because he
maybe
wore,
3,
what did he wear with the Twins? 4?
4, but he was 1 with the Astros.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably
4
could. 1 must be retired for the Twins.
4 to me is just Brett Favre.
Right.
It doesn't matter what sport. 4 is Brett Favre.
I guess if you look at the shape, it's probably the closest to the number 1.
Oh, yeah, because, yeah.
Yeah, I know you got the little. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm not sad at all. I think certainly was a bad look at first on the Giants. You could still argue that it is in a way, but I'm not upset. I'm really not.
Okay. I mean, I can't say I'm really. Yeah, I don't think I'm upset or heartbroken. It's just it
Right.
kind of felt like an of course thing.
Right. Right.
Like this had to happen to the Giants.
Right.
Now,
Now, if this happened in a situation where the Giants are on the cusp of actually doing something, which I don't feel like they really are right now, I would say that's really bad. Like they need, because this makes more sense for the Mets to make this deal because they have a loaded team and they maybe feel like they just need one more guy.
and do you think the Giants getting Carlos Correa would have been that much more of a substantial jump of wins? Maybe 10.
Maybe 0.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, maybe 0. Who knows?
Well, you know what I mean. Like the Giants this year without Correa, they're
Yeah.
probably gonna win 80 games, 82 games.
I mean, they won 81 last year. I could see them winning 81 or 84.
or do you think if they had Correa, he would be able to give them 87, 88, maybe 89?
I don't think he's really with the roster being as unexciting as it is already. I don't see him making that big of a difference. I think as much as anything, he would have been a name, but yeah. I also think I've been meaning to say this. I think that Giants fan base is lying to themselves, thinking that a guy like Carlos Correa is going to be the reason that they go buy tickets for games this year. I just don't think he's that kind of guy. He's not an Aaron Judge. He's not even when the Giants went after Giancarlo Stanton. He's not even in that range of players.
Wow.
Or Bryce Harper.
Definitely not the big name, but he is a great player.
He's a good player. Yeah. I think he's not quite that guy.
It doesn't matter to me because I would have went to the ballpark this season.
I think I might go to more games now because the tickets probably going to
They'll
be cheaper.
be cheaper. Damn right, they better
Yeah.
be cheaper.
And I know there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, I'm boycotting Oracle Park this year."
You ain't gonna
Good for you.
you ain't gonna be boycotting
Yeah.
shit.
Good for you.
No, I do not.
When the Giants win 107 games, you're going to be fucking in the seats. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the boycott. That stadium hasn't been packed in a while.
Yeah, even when they said they were selling out games in 2018-19, bull fucking shit.
It's gonna be a kind of rough patch, I think, for the
Yeah.
Giants. But I'm still gonna be going to the games. I mean, I always say to myself, I want to go to at least one.
Right.
And I think I went to 2 last year,
Yeah.
2 or 3 maybe.
I might go to 12 this year. Who knows?
Yeah, if they're dirt cheap, I mean, I think we're kind of in the same boat that we don't mind sitting, high up there in the stand.
I'll sit wherever.
I'll sit I'll sit wherever. I'll pay $15 for a beer, maybe not multiple, but at least one.
Yep. I'll pregame in the parking lot.
Pre-game
with
in the parking
with
lot.
some Fireball and Pacificos.
100%. love your Pacificos, man.
I haven't had a Pacifico in a while. I mean, it's a good beer. It's light.
Yeah.
It's a Coors Light of Mexican beer.
There you go.
Outside of that, the Giants have made a couple moves, which I like these moves very much. They signed outfielder Michael Conforto, 2 years, $36 million. He does have an opt-out after the first year, which is a typical Giants contract.
This is a name that I do know.
Okay, there you go. And they also signed Taylor Rogers,
Brother,
twin brother of Tyler Rogers.
and twins.
And
If we had our soundboard, I would have
yeah.
done that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of it's got to be.
This is really cool.
It's got to be. I mean, in the history of baseball, I know you don't know the answer to this, but how many twin brothers, or even brothers alone, been on the same team at the same time?
I would say twin brothers probably never.
Probably never.
I mean, just twins playing in a sport in the same sport is probably,
Didn't Taylor Rogers play for the Twins?
he did.
What if his other brother played for the Twins?
That would be too much.
And there were twins playing for the Twins.
That would be too much.
That'd be great. But if you're the parents of Taylor Rogers, this has got to be.
Oh, that's awesome.
They never, they probably knew in middle school and high school these guys probably had a chance to make the league
Right.
or play at a very high level.
Yeah.
But they probably never thought in their wildest dreams that both their twin sons
Yeah.
would be playing on the same team at the same time.
Yeah.
That to me, it's amazing. I think that's a very cool story.
I'd love to see the graphic where they, you mash up two pictures at the same time, or two like motions at the same time, because Taylor Rogers so is left-handed overhand, and Tyler Rogers is submarine right hand, so it would be like this. Like, but yeah, I think that's cool for both of them. I think this is a good pickup for the Giants too. Good left-handed relief pitcher.
Would you say Taylor's better than?
He is
Tyler Rogers?
much more. Yeah, Tyler is better, much more established.
Okay.
He had a bad year last year after a really good start. He really struggled, especially after the trade to Milwaukee. But relievers are up and down, so I think good chance for a bounce back from him. And then the Conforto pickup, I think that's a good power hitting left-handed bat for the outfield. They need another outfielder because we can't have Lamont Wade, Mike Yastrzemski, and Austin Slater getting too many at bats. So yeah, I think their lineup is formidable. They're not obviously the names that you see in San Diego and LA, but I think this is probably a 500 club once again. But see how it goes.
One thing I want to mention for the Major League Baseball segment is Aaron Judge became the 16th captain in Yankees history and the first since Derek Jeter.
Good for him.
I mean, the first since Jeter, and Jeter's been done for how many years now?
2014 was his last year.
So it's been about 8 years. And I think Aaron Judge, he's got the face, he's got the smile, he's got the home run record now for the American League. I think this is.
I mean, it makes sense, for sure.
And 16. I can't. I mean, I know Don Mattingly was a.
There was some guys that had short little stints,
I guess I feel like there would have been less.
Right. Yeah, because they definitely had a run like I would say between the 80s and mid 90s where they don't have big names in that era, but
and it's just when you hear like who's the captain?
it's Derek Jeter.
It's Derek Jeter. So, but congrats to Aaron Judge. That's huge. I wonder if he'll wear the C on his. Do they do that? Do they wear the C or?
I don't remember Derek Jeter ever having one, so I don't think But yeah, I mean, good for him. Whatever.
Could this have been a big pull for Judge too to come back to the Yankees? Like, hey, we'll make you the captain. You will be the captain of the Yankees for the next 9 years, or as long as you are here.
It didn't hurt.
I agree.
It didn't hurt.
Did not hurt.
I don't think it changed anything, but it didn't hurt.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a Giant, but he clearly wanted to be a Yankee. And like we said, it's hard to blame him.
Right. Before we move on, I just want to mention that we're watching some sports right now. Since we didn't turn the TV on last week.
We didn't.
Like, why the fuck were we in here if we weren't going to turn the TV on? We just didn't do it.
We had
We're focused on other things.
Hey, we were dialed in. We had a deadline.
We did have a deadline.
And we didn't really make that deadline, but
No,
we
did our best.
did our best. A
Love it.
sub-hour episode. I hope the fans appreciate it because today that's not going to be the case. I don't think.
Probably not.
So
Probably not. But we are watching some World Junior Championship hockey, which is all the best players in the world that are under the age of 20. A lot of NHL draft picks in this tournament.
like that.
U.S. won their first game, I believe, yesterday against Latvia. I think it was Latvia. Yeah.
How's Canada playing?
I haven't seen any of their games yet, but I assume they probably won if they've already played.
They own the sport pretty much. So
Pretty much, yeah. But U.S. did beat Canada a couple years ago, which was awesome, and we hope to see that
yes,
happen again.
we were watching
at
it.
Dover, yeah.
And that was the championship.
Yep.
That was already. How often do they do this? Every year.
Every year.
Oh, okay.
Last year's got kind of thrown for a loop. They started it in the normal time, which is winter time right about now, and then it got postponed because of the Omicron variant. Yeah, and then it got pushed in the summer, so people kind of forgot about it, but it still happened. But yeah, now it's back in the normal time, and we're underway. I think the first games were yesterday, so just getting going.
I gotta say it's USA.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Got a good team. I watched a little bit of the first period yesterday. They weren't playing that great, but
And this is on.
End up
And
getting
they
it.
played the games on NHL Network.
yeah,
Okay. I'll take note of that. Even though Devin can't stand watching hockey,
really.
I'll take note. Yeah, she can't. She can't watch it.
Tell her that it's like
It's
a
like-
really cool version of soccer.
Exactly. It's a smaller space of. It's like
Yes.
soccer, but it's smaller.
So much
space.
faster paced.
Well, she was a big Knights fan for a little bit. All of a sudden, she doesn't like hockey now, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I think she also likes the Knights because she likes to troll us.
Probably. Yeah. That's cool.
And I'm the king of being a troll, so I have to respect it.
Right.
It's who I am. It's how I am rooted. It's me.
It's me. I am him.
I am Himerson.
All right, let's talk about some college football. We're gonna make this pretty snappy. Where was I trying to go? We're gonna review our bowl picks from last week. Gage, you actually still have one that has not happened yet. It's gonna be tonight's game between Wisconsin and Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Your 3.5 point spread in favor of Wisconsin. Go Badgers.
Go Badgers.
You did lose your other game, Baylor -4 against Air Force. They got rolled by the Air Force.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? How
30
bad?
I think it was 30-15.
Jeez,
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that.
I won with Wake -1 versus Missouri, and I lost San Diego State -7 versus Middle Tennessee State. What are you doing, San Diego?
Come on.
So Gage, you're now 14-12. I need to update this, 9, 16, and 2. Count them.
And you're not going to be 500 for the year in this.
Probably not. No.
Well, because there's only...
Yeah.
It's these games in the national championship.
Pretty much it, yeah. So I forgot to tell you before we started, but I think that we should each pick one of the
New Year's 6.
CFP
Okay.
games, and then we'll each take 2 of the other New Year's Six bowls.
All right, who goes first?
I'll go first, but I'll go first on the semifinal games, and then you can go first on the other 4 games. How's that sound?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take Georgia -6.5 against Ohio State
In the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Okay. And I can pick the other one.
Yeah, you're gonna pick the other one.
Okay. And I'm going to pick... I'm rolling with Michigan.
Yeah. big
Michigan
blue.
-7.5 against number 3 TCU in the... I've always said Verbo,
Yeah, I
or
think
is
it's
it
Verbo.
or is it VRBO?
No, it's Verba.
Okay.
It's not an acronym. It's Verba.
In the Verbo Fiesta Bowl.
Fiesta. Nice. Now you can pick first for the next round.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. I'm gonna pick Utah -2.5 against number 11 Penn State
That's a good pick.
in the Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential.
I would have taken that too. Good pick.
Nice.
Let's see. I'm gonna take. I'll take Bama -6.5 in the All-State Sugar Bowl against Kansas State.
Dude, you're giving me SC. I'm taking SC -2 against Tulane.
I'll take Tulane.
I'm taking SC in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic.
Nice. Nah,
Also, how do they still get away with having something called the Cotton Bowl? I just
relax,
it's
Gage.
shocking to me.
Relax.
It's shocking to me.
They use cotton on a lot of things. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Your pants is probably a little cotton in there. Your shirt for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
I guess that leaves me with Tennessee and Clemson. I don't like either of these teams. Tennessee doesn't have their quarterback anymore.
It's hard picking those matchups where 1-6 and 1-7 when it's
Right.
no.
Fuck Clemson. I'm going Tennessee plus 4.5 in the Capital One Orange Bowl. Capital One's been sponsoring the Orange Bowl for a long time. That seems to be them. That and Allstate seem to be the most consistent sponsors here.
You did not say that Alabama's playing in the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Allstate Sugar Bowl, yes.
Chick-fil-A's in the Peach Bowl for a
while, yeah.
little while. Yeah.
You know why I think the Rose Bowl is kind of losing its steam? They got a new fucking sponsor every year. When I was there, it was the Vizio. It's been PlayStation. Too many sponsors.
Didn't PlayStation do the Fiesta Bowl?
I think they probably did the Fiesta Bowl at one point.
Oh, so you're saying they're double dipping?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, Prudential, isn't that some kind of insurance?
Yeah.
To
me, Tostitos should always be the Fiesta Bowl.
Yes.
That was a great sponsor. Perfect sponsor.
The Rose Bowl game should just be the Rose Bowl game.
Right.
And I know
they gotta have a sponsor.
I know you gotta make money. You gotta do all that. Rose Bowl should just be the Rose Bowl. The Cotton Bowl.
I'm trying to think of maybe like a flower company for the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
you like where I'm going with
Rose
that?
Bowl game presented by
Vicks Flowers.
So, I mean, what?
What's the
What are like the sunflower seeds that people would eat for?
Oh, I like that. David's.
Yeah.
David's.
Rose Bowl game presented by David's sunflower seeds.
Now we're just losing our minds.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Orange Bowl, Capital One, like Tropicana, come on, get in there. Minute Maid.
Minute Maid Orange Bowl. But Capital One's had the Orange Bowl
for a long time, yeah. Sugar Bowl, that should be CNH.
They could, how about they just say the Syracuse Orange Bowl?
They'd have to be in it every year. Just get rolled. Love you, Nico.
Yeah, love you.
All right, New Year's 6 picks are in. So I think we talked about this when the matchups were announced, but I think we both agree on Michigan and Georgia being in the national championship.
Yes, that'll be my pick, and if it's not that, for both of us, we gotta take a shot.
Oh, so just even if one of them loses?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Cool. We got it.
That's easy. I like taking shots.
I'm gonna take another one here in a few minutes. So.
Yes, sir. I mean, these lines, I'm actually excited for the playoff. I know, I do believe that Michigan maybe could have a larger spread against TCU, but I think Georgia Ohio State has a chance to be a coin flip. No, I wouldn't say coin flip, but
7.5 is a pretty large spread, though. I think.
Right. Yeah, it's not small, but in college football, you see big numbers.
Yeah.
But I do think Ohio State has a small chance to upset Georgia.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
I do think it's possible.
But I still like Georgia.
Of course.
I mean, Ohio State, were they perfect this year? Not even close.
No.
And they're going to go against one of the best defenses in college football.
I feel better about Ohio State playing Georgia this year than I did Michigan playing Georgia.
Agreed with that, for sure. All right, that's it. It's time for the NFL.
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah. So my Cowboys barely squeaked by against the Gardner Minshew Eagles, which I was not thrilled about. I'm not going to be one of these Cowboys fans. I know I'm wearing the hat because it is Victory Tuesday. And I have forgotten to wear this hat.
I would notice that a couple times. I'm like,
well, last week they lost.
Right.
So I didn't wear it. But I did not wear it a few weeks before that. I just kind of, we weren't here a couple times,
Also, yeah.
So,
True.
wearing the hat today. Wearing the hat for people listening. I'm wearing the hat. I know you hate it, but I love it. I'm not putting a lot of stock into this win because Jalen Hurts didn't play.
Fair.
And I think if Jalen Hurts would have played, the Cowboys would have lost this game by, I'm going to say, how I am with the Cowboys. I think at least 10 points the Cowboys would have lost by. I do.
The only reason I sort of dispute that is because Jalen Hurts doesn't play defense and the Cowboys scored 40.
It's true.
That's one.
And this is a good Eagles defense.
Yeah. And Gardner Minshew moved the ball. It wasn't like the Eagles offense just shit the bed.
No, I put my notes. Gardner Minshew played a really good game given the circumstances.
Yeah.
Playing against a Cowboys defense who, it's not the best defense in the league, but I would say it's top 5, top 8,
yeah, maybe,
something like that. I just, how I am with the Cowboys. In the whole Eagles Cowboys thing this year, because obviously they play each other twice because they are in the same division.
Right.
It's just funny how it was the first game the Eagles played against Cooper Rush. And in this game, it was Gardner Minshew playing against the Cowboys.
Right.
And so, I would love to have the rubber match playing with everybody healthy, or at least both quarterbacks playing.
It's got to happen.
It's got to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it will, because the Cowboys, that means it'll probably be in the championship game.
No, it could very easily happen in the second round.
Well, because the Cowboys will be the 5 seed.
Yeah.
And so that means...
That would mean that...
That means that either the Giants beat your Niners or the Commanders beat the Vikings.
Which...
I think the
Not
Vikings...
impossible.
The Vikings could lose more than the Niners could, I think.
Either of those teams could lose,
They could
based on
lose,
their
yes.
situation.
So it could happen in the second round, you're right.
Yeah. But yeah, if the Niners and Vikings both win, Cowboys won, they would be playing the Eagles.
And I'll give it to you. Dak Prescott played a pretty damn good game. He was 27 for 35, 347 yards passing, and 3 touchdowns passing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing about Dak's performance was that he had that terrible pick six early in the game, and he just bounced back right away.
I didn't even see that. Except I didn't see the beginning of the game, but I came out of the shower and I was like, they're already down like 10. What the hell's going on?
Right.
And I saw the replay, threw it, and the defender.
I mean, it was the timing of it was just like.
He just didn't throw. He didn't throw it high enough,
Right.
and the defender grabbed.
But the
it.
guy like kind of came out of like pass rushing and just jumped up perfectly. It was. Yeah.
It was a great play by.
It was
the
a good
defender.
play. Yeah. I think Dak would love to have that throwback. No question about it. But
If he had that throwback, he probably would have had a damn near perfect game for his standards.
pretty much, yeah.
To not throw 2 picks, which he has been known to do the past couple weeks. He's Dak 2 picks Prescott. CeeDee Lamb had a great game. He had 10 receptions, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'm also going to give some respect to Devontae Smith because he had 8 receptions, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He is a good player. You see him out there, and he
looks like a twig.
looks like he's smaller than both of us, even
Right.
though I know he's probably taller.
Yeah.
And he probably weighs more,
Yeah.
maybe. But he just
yeah.
he's a twig.
Yeah. I definitely outweigh him.
But he played a great game. I thought the Eagles looked good, and I think it proves that they are a good team all around.
Right.
I'm not going to be one of those fans, like I said, who is like, oh, we beat the Eagles, cry Eagles, cry. Even though I love beating the Eagles, regardless of the situation at quarterback.
Yeah.
I won't feel good about playing Jalen Hurts. And it sucks we couldn't play Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts is having a borderline MVP year
Right.
and is blowing my expectations out of the water by far.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys should feel good about their offensive performance because, I mean, the Eagles' defense was all there and healthy, as far as I know. I mean, giving up 27 points, I guess you should say, to the Eagles' offense with a backup quarterback, maybe that's a little cause for concern, but I think if they play in the playoffs, the pace of the game will probably be a lot different because the Eagles run the ball quite efficiently when Jalen Hurts is in there.
They do that triple option.
Yeah, or just even the read option is pretty prolific. So yeah, I think I don't think there's any reason to feel not good about this win if you're a Cowboys fan. But
Really? Okay.
yeah,
No, it's. I don't know.
other than the defensive side, I think the
Cowboys defense needs to pick it up.
Yeah,
And hopefully they can figure it out in the playoffs better than they have been
right.
past few weeks when they almost lost to the Texans.
Yeah,
Blew the lead against the Jags and then almost lost to Gardner Minshew's Eagles.
yeah. And yeah, you could argue that hey, if Miles Sanders doesn't just like let the ball fall out of his hands, it could be a different story.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's also another point. But
The play of the game for the Cowboys, I don't even think it's disputable, is T.Y. Hilton. He is on the Cowboys.
yeah, right.
His 3rd and 30 catch when Dak Prescott threw about 50 yards down
Yeah.
the field. It was a very, very clutch throw.
Good for T.Y.
And I was watching it live, and I'm like, did he just catch that? Dak put it on a dime, put it in the window he needed to put it in.
Yeah.
And I think that was T.Y. Hilton's only catch of the game, but goddamn, it
Yeah,
was
I think you're right.
the most important game, or the most important catch of the game.
I think he had he tweeted, he's like, was that my welcome to Dallas moment or something like that?
Yeah. You don't have to make another catch ever,
Right.
and you'll be fine.
All right. Let's move on to my Niners. Another solid victory. Wasn't perfect or pretty for a lot of the game, but they ended up winning 37-20 against the Commanders.
Did you say pretty or purdy?
Purdy. Wasn't real purdy. Brock had a kind of a rough first half, but he really bounced back in the second half. Had some nice deep balls. One to your boy George Kittle. He also had Kittle on another touchdown in the second half.
I almost wish Brock Purdy was the quarterback all season for the Niners because I would have won a lot more fantasy games.
It does feel like
That's a security blanket.
Exactly right. And I feel like this has been an underappreciated season for George Kittle. I know he missed some games earlier in the year, and I feel like he maybe got forgotten about a little bit. He wasn't Jimmy's favorite target for a lot of the season, but he continued to be a factor in games.
But he has been in the past.
Yes, yeah. But I think he's having a heck of a season. I want to say he was named a Pro Bowler, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not totally positive about that.
The Niners did, I think, have
Like 5 or 6.
6.
Yeah.
And I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Not that that really makes a difference on my opinion on him, but yeah, no, great game from him. Purdy had a great second half. Defense was they conceded some yards a little bit, but they made the right plays at the right time. They did their typical goal line stand that they love to do.
They're good.
Yeah.
Defense is good.
They are the only guy that gave them trouble was Jahan Dotson. I felt like, and I feel like that could be their defensive backs could be the reason that they don't go to Super Bowl. Because Jahan Dotson's, I'm not gonna say he's not a good player, but he's a rookie.
Yeah.
You know, if we're facing the Eagles, I think AJ Brown's gonna be a tougher cover than him.
Yeah.
So I think that's
even Devontae Smith.
right. Yeah, that too. So I think that could be their Achilles heel. But other than today's game, they have been generally pretty good. Or not today's game, but this past weekend's game. But yeah, I mean, another pretty dominant performance. Can't complain about 37 points.
No.
The only thing is, I think I would like to see them get in the end zone more often than because I think they settle for field goals frequently inside the red zone. But yeah, no complaints here.
There's not a lot I could say about this game because this game was on at the same time as the Cowboys
Right,
game.
you're probably locked in.
I was locked in.
Yeah.
I can't. I did kind of. I would go back and forth because it was it's one of those situations where halftime happened before the other halftime
Right.
of the other game.
Yeah.
So I was kind of able to watch the game for a little bit. Didn't watch a ton. Was getting pissed off because the Niners were winning. Which is at this point it seems like are they ever going to lose?
I mean, 8 straight, man. This is
It seems like a long time ago that we were watching that Palisade that Chiefs game.
Yeah,
at
I know. It was the
Palisades.
last time they
That
lost.
was a long time ago.
And this is the first time they've given up 20 points since that game.
Defense is mean.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this real quick. Do you think Brock Purdy could be a legit candidate for Rookie of the Year?
Someone brought that up on a sports talk show. I don't know. I mean, I think it's just such a small sample that it would be hard to give it to him over like I think who's the receiver from the Jets is having a decent year.
Well, I know Sauce Gardner's doing pretty
And
good.
yeah, but they give one for offense and defense.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So I'd say Garrett Wilson from the Jets is a decent candidate. Maybe Drake London, even though he hasn't had an amazing season.
Don't the Jets have a good rookie running back right now too?
Well, Brees Hall got hurt. He was kind of on that base though.
Okay.
I feel like there's probably another rookie running back that I'm forgetting. But yeah, I mean, I get where that talk is coming from, but I just don't think the sample size is big enough.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Or has a chance to be big enough.
But he's played great. He hasn't lost.
Right.
He
He
hasn't
hasn't
lost.
lost, and he's, I mean, the 2 interceptions he's thrown, one was a tip ball this past week, and the other was like a kind of a throw it up on 4th down situation. So it was basically a punt.
And who do you guys have this week?
The Raiders
Ooh.
in Vegas on New Year's Day.
I don't think that's.
Vegas is going to burn down this coming weekend.
I almost picked that game. I think.
I did pick that
But
game.
I didn't. I went back and I didn't. But Raiders Niners is fun. Old, obviously the Bay Area.
Yep.
But Raiders fans, so don't fuck with them. You guys you don't fuck with them either.
I mean, you're taking black and silver versus the pretty red and gold. It's just like devil versus Jesus.
What was?
right here.
And so you already. But what's the spread on that again?
Niners plus or
5.
-6.
Nice. Well, I think it was 5.5 yesterday when I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Niners will win because the Raiders they're not playing well.
I didn't pick the Niners though.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'll tell you why when we get there.
All right. Cool. Cowboys play the Titans on Thursday night this week in 2 days, which the Cowboys are probably favored. And I don't know if Malik Willis is going to play. My boy Malik Willis.
I think I heard that Tannehill's done for the year. Ooh, yeah. And I don't know if you knew that when you picked the Titans against the Texans this past week, but
I probably didn't.
yeah.
Probably didn't. And that's the one that I lost.
Yeah, that's the only game you lost.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, honestly, with the Niners right now, I feel like certainly they could get the 2 seed of the Vikings slip up, but they feel a little bit locked into the 3 seed, so the emotion was definitely not there when watching this game, and it probably won't be for the rest of the year.
The Cowboys are looking like they're locked into the 5 seed.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
Because the Giants definitely can't pass them, and
the Commanders.
they're not going to pass the Eagles, or not likely to pass the Eagles. So everything would have to go perfectly for that.
Exactly. So 5 seed, and
Tom Brady.
and we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
What if the Panthers beat the Buccaneers this week?
I looked it up, and I'm rooting hard for the Panthers. I am rooting the hardest for the Panthers. I think I.
You don't want Sam Darnold, bro.
Who do I want? Sam Darnold or Tom Brady? The fans, you tell me.
Tom Brady, dude.
Who would you rather play in the playoffs?
Tom Brady.
I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to play 12.
You know?
I'm not playing 12.
Dude, 14.
Who?
All right, what you got for Week 16, partner?
Week 16. Let's see what I got. So the Pro Bowl quarterbacks came out, and you know in the AFC, you got the big dogs. You got Mahomes. You got Josh Allen.
Joshua Washington.
And you got our boy, Joe Burrow. And do you know?
As it should be.
Do you know who it is in the NFC?
Yeah, it's not who it should be, right?
It's so Jalen Hurts is
Okay, that's
and
fair.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, MVP caliber season, like
Right.
we're saying.
Yeah.
Number 2, Geno Smith. Great story. Probably will win comeback player of the year. Should.
Sure.
And then number 3 is our boy, Kirk Cousins. and the whole point of me bringing this up is you see those 3 in the AFC, and those are just the dogs.
Yeah.
Those are those are the guys.
Yeah.
Those are the top 3 that you want on your team, and you got these guys in the NFC who it's just kind of a band of misfits a little bit.
Well, I think who in the NFC, as far as quarterbacks, scares you?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady has played by far his worst season ever, too.
But it's still, but when the chips are on the table, you I mean, I know you guys whooped them. You guys whooped them this year, but if you played in the playoffs, you wouldn't be like you would just be like you would say this is a win no matter what.
If Tom Brady goes out there and beats the Panthers with a huge day, and he's 30 for 36 with 350 yards, that will maybe change my mind. But he does not scare me right now.
But to prove your point, there has not been a lot of great NFC quarterbacks
Because
it's pretty much just Jalen Hurts.
yeah, your typical guys would be Rodgers and Brady, but they both have not had good years, and Packers probably won't make the playoffs at this point.
Well,
they have a chance.
They have a chance.
But they probably won't.
And I mean, Dak Prescott hasn't played great.
And Dak hasn't been great. Jalen Hurts is a developing player still. I feel like.
It might be if your boy Jimmy G kept playing, it could have been him.
But does he scare you? No.
No.
The team maybe, but not him. Kirk
No.
Cousins does not scare
No
me.
quarterbacks in the NFC scare me right
No. It's kind of a joke at the quarterback position in the NFC.
On Christmas Eve, I believe it was Christmas Eve, the Dolphins played the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers.
That was Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
That was a good game.
That was. And Tua, people have coined him a new name on Twitter when we talked about it. And I wanted to
It's so good.
I wanted to save it for this,
Yeah.
but I had to tell you guys.
Yeah, it was so good.
So people are calling Tua, whose last name is Tagovailoa. They're calling him Tua turn the ball over. to me, it was the most clever thing and the funniest thing I've seen on Twitter in a long time. And he did throw 3 interceptions,
Yeah.
and they
In the
lost.
second half.
And they lost against the Packers.
Yeah.
And I saw all 3 interceptions, like a replay of it, and they weren't good.
No, there were overthrows, misfires, terrible. Bad.
But
And he had a great first half, too.
But I mean, he had to have seen that on Twitter, or someone told him, and he is probably just down bad.
And now he's got a concussion again.
Does he?
Yeah, he's in protocol.
The fins are not up right now.
Yeah. No, I watched that game and I was like, man, I feel really good about the Dolphins minus 4.5 against the Packers. And what do you know? Tua just turned the ball over too many times and they lost.
I mean, whoever thought of that, the first person to think of it or tweet it, give them a Nobel Peace Prize.
Good.
It's It's incredible. It's the best thing I've seen on
Yeah.
Twitter in a long time.
Yeah, bad. Your boy JJ Watt's retiring after this season. Did you hear that?
My boy.
Yeah, I don't know. He could be. JJ Watt's he's one of the good ones.
He is.
Easy Hall of Famer.
Do you think it's easy?
Oh yeah.
'Cause I looked at his numbers. You already had it on here. Okay.
Look at this.
I mean, he's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and I bet you multiple Defensive Player of the Year award winners are in the Hall of Fame.
I would agree
I would
with
guess
that. Yeah. I mean, if you look at his numbers from 2012 to 2015, just playing outside of that, I think locks you in. And then he had another great year in 2018. It was 16 sacks.
Yeah.
He's having another productive season this year. But J.J. Watt was Aaron Donald before Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
You can maybe argue that Aaron Donald is better than he was, but he was Aaron Donald before Aaron Donald.
He was a badass.
He was badass. He was so damn good. I wish that he was more healthy throughout his whole career because he was so dominant. But yeah, I mean, to me, even with all those injuries, I think he's pretty much a lock.
Did you see how he posted about it or what he said?
I did not.
So he posted about it on Twitter or something like that. It was a picture of him, his wife or girlfriend, and then their newborn daughter, I believe, or newborn child, or not newborn, but a very young child.
Right.
And he said, "My child able to see my last NFL home game." And so I think that's what people were saying.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's why people were
So
like,
it's more
he pretty much
insinuating
he
it.
pretty much said it himself, which I like.
Yeah.
I like when players can say themselves they're retiring instead of hearing Shefty or
You're right.
any of these kind of guys saying, "Oh, he's going to retire."
Right.
He did it on his terms. I'm happy for him. He probably will go to the Hall of Fame, and it's just great. Best of luck in retirement.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be a guy in the booth or a guy on like CBS pre and post game.
Maybe. I don't know if he's that type of guy. Yeah.
We'll see.
But definitely root for him. He's always been a good guy, very charitable human being. So
And will be known as, well, besides a great football player, a former pizza boy before he became a football
that's
player.
right. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I think he was a walk-on at Wisconsin.
He was like a 2-star recruit or something like that. Something crazy. Yeah. He worked his ass off to get to where he was.
Did you see Nathaniel Hackett?
Gone.
Nathaniel Hackjob got...
Baker Mayfield put Nathaniel Hackett in the coffin.
I like that. Putting the nail in the coffin. And it's... This... We knew this was coming.
Yeah.
I thought it could have been sooner.
Could have been. I mean, they probably didn't want to do the whole, we're still playing games and have a new coach. but-
Dev made a good joke. I'll give her credit for it. I'm not going to take it. But she said, what if the Broncos hire Peyton Manning as their head coach?
That would be funny. That would be really
That's something the Colts would do. Your boy,
Hey, that's going to be an open job, too.
your boy Jeff Sunday.
Okay, so now that it's on the table, do you think Peyton Manning would be more interested in, not that he's going to take a head coaching job, but do you think he'd be more interested in the Colts job or the Broncos job?
I'm going to say Broncos just because they do have a quarterback who, from the eye test, can still play a good amount of time.
Yeah.
The Colts have Nick Foles. They're like juggling Nick Foles.
Why the fuck did Nick Foles start that game? There's no way he would have been better than Matt Ryan.
They're juggling Nick Foles and Matt Ryan, and the Broncos still have Russell Wilson, who's clearly having a down year, but I think he has more of an upside than either of those two guys
Right.
playing.
Well, don't forget about Sam Ellinger.
Yeah, they played him too. And I don't know, they might have a good pick this year, but they're not going to get the guy out of USC or anything like that. Or Bryce Young, the Colts.
Well, I think what's his face is going back to USC for another year.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay.
Caleb Williams.
Good for him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the Broncos.
I don't disagree with that. Although even though the Broncos are the team he played for most recently, I feel like he's probably got more of an emotional connection to Indianapolis.
I think that's not debatable.
Right.
I don't think so at all.
I mean, he won the same amount of Super Bowls with the Broncos, but different.
It's the Colts.
Yeah.
It's the Colts.
Right.
I'd be shocked if he said otherwise.
Right.
Because when I think of Peyton Manning, it's
The Colts.
Colts. He's wearing the blue and the blue and the white helmet.
He did have some great success with the Broncos, though. Even aside from the Super Bowl, had some record-setting seasons.
He's probably had the best career as a quarterback playing for two teams. I know Tom Brady did win a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers, but he is not.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, Tom Brady.
But he's only playing in his third season for Tampa Bay, so yeah.
And how long did Peyton play for the Broncos?
I think he played like 5 years. Yeah.
I mean, I know Peyton broke the passing record, won a Super Bowl like Brady did.
And the passing touchdown record for single
And I
season.
think he won MVP that. He had to win the MVP that year.
Yeah.
So
And then it gets scraped by the Seahawks in the fucking Super Bowl.
that was bad.
Shoot me.
That was. You remember where we were watching that?
We're at Nick's house?
Yeah, we were at Nick's house. That was a terrible game. That's the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And that was after watching. That was before watching the Patriots Rams one that just happened like 5 years ago.
That game sucks.
RoadCon.
Yeah. But that game was closer at least. What was it, like 13-3 or something?
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, that game was pretty shitty. What else? Jags are leading the AFC South. Let's go, baby. And Tannehill might be done for the year.
It's over.
Give it to me. I love this.
I do want to see Trevor Lawrence in the playoffs.
Oh hell yeah!
It's
He's
just
gonna get wrecked. It's gonna be great. But he's going.
He's going.
He's going. I'd like to see who they get to play. It's probably gonna be like who's like maybe the Ravens, Jags Ravens.
Maybe.
Really hot matchup right there.
Really hot matchup.
Did you see your Vikings won
Dude.
on a 61-yard walk-off field goal?
Did you say my Vikings?
Yeah, you're a big Vikings guy.
Dude,
You got him at number 2, right?
Don't like him. Don't like him. I did see this, and it's remarkable.
That's fucking crazy.
You win by a 61-yard. Was the game tied at this point?
Yeah, it was
So
to prevent overtime.
at worst, it would have went to overtime.
Right.
Okay. But shout out to the. I don't know who the kicker is, but he's got a boot.
Greg Joseph. Although I've heard, I don't really watch Vikings games necessarily, but apparently this guy's not actually very good. So this was a remarkable kick.
What's up with the Vikings and having not good kickers ever?
Is that a thing?
Well, remember they had that kicker who botched it against the Seahawks in the wild card round
Oh
when
yeah.
they played outside,
Yeah.
and he was like 20 yards out and he
Yeah.
wide left.
The Vikings did it again, man. They keep finding stupid ass ways to win.
They keep finding a way.
You know, they would have won no matter if Kirk Cousins threw a Hail Mary or if they kicked the field goal. That's just the way things
they
are
would have
going for
figured
this
it out.
team.
They would have figured it out.
Yeah.
But they are not going to go to the Super Bowl. I'll put it on wax right now.
They're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs.
To the
Do you need me to shoot for that?
to the Commanders.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you think
To whoever they play, they're losing in the first round. It's going to be Cowboys Niners in the divisional round.
Yeah.
We going?
Well, you remember my bold prediction? Remember what I said about the Cowboys? and
Cowboys
Niners?
would be the Niners in the playoffs?
I said the Cowboys would beat the Niners in the playoffs and would be in Santa Clara and we would beat them.
Dude, please don't let that happen. Just kidding, the Vikings are going to win.
I mean, I'll give that to you as a bold prediction if you want to do that.
I mean, is it bold, or do I just get to say it?
Is it bold that the 2 seed will lose the first round of the playoffs? I mean, it's hard because it's the Vikings.
Yeah.
No, okay, no. If I'm hesitating, that means no, it's not bold.
Okay.
But when I get to mine, then you're going to say if it's bold or not.
Mhm.
So.
All right. Derek Carr did it again. What do you know? Do you think he's going to be the quarterback next year?
For the Raiders.
Yeah, for the Raiders. He'll be on some team, but will be the Raiders.
I hope he is. But I think he will be. I think he will be.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. I think the only player they would replace him for would be Tom Brady, but I don't even know if that's that big of an upgrade at this point.
You're talking smack about Tom Brady today.
He's been shitty this year. Did you watch him play against the 49ers? I know the 49ers defense is good, but they didn't do enough to make him look that bad.
I did.
Yeah.
I did watch it. So this is actually going to be in my favor for my bold prediction. So it's going to be okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I do like Derek Carr. I think he's a good dude. I think he really badly wants to win, and he wants to win for the Raiders because that's his team.
He wants to win for the Raiders.
But it's just he finds ways to fuck things up frequently.
Yeah.
I was very happy that he was able to take them to the playoffs last year, but it's just he's Kirk Cousins-esque.
Yeah. Is he better or worse than Kirk Cousins?
On some occasions he can be better, but on many occasions he can be worse.
I guess I'm saying, generally speaking,
Yeah.
is he better than Kirk Cousins?
I would give Kirk a tiny little. Remember Colin Cowherd said he was going to be a Hall of Famer?
Who?
Derek Carr. I mean, I think so.
Where Colin was wrong.
Yeah. Do you think Russell Wilson's going to be a Hall of Famer at this rate?
Yeah. Well, this year didn't help. But
If he doesn't,
if he keeps having years like this one,
yeah, I think it. I don't think it's very. I don't think it's guaranteed.
I don't think it's guaranteed either.
I think he has to find a way to kind of revive his career to get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He can't just go to a new team and then shit the bed for the rest of his career.
Because he's gonna play. I mean, how long's the contract?
I think he's got a 5-year
He'll
extension
probably
on
play
top
for
of
another-
2 years.
Yeah,
right?
probably play for another 6 years.
Yeah.
And if he keeps having years like this one, I think you
And-
make a good point
and
that
he-
he might not make the Hall of Fame
Right. And he also said he wants to play forever
until he's like
until he can't
45.
play. Yeah.
Maybe the new coach may change the scenery. They got to try to get Sean Payton,
I think so. I think that's most realistic scenario.
which would go against your bold prediction about Sean Payton going to the Cowboys.
Yeah,
But we'll
well, Mike McCarthy being as successful as he has been over the last couple of years, I think that's.
I mean, he has been. He has been.
Just gonna do this. Dun, 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 dun. Ready for play of the week?
No, bold prediction time. I was going to wait
Oh,
until
yeah.
after,
Okay.
but
All right.
so I'm going to ask you this, and you already know what I'm going to say. But given what you just said about, Mr. Thomas Brady, I think the Buccaneers, if they play the Cowboys, and it looks like they're going to,
Yep.
I think they will beat the Cowboys in the first round of the playoffs this year. You don't think it's bold?
No, it's bold.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay.
That would be a fucking disaster by the.
And it's not going to be a home game for the Cowboys. It's going to be a
It's
home
not.
game for the
It's
Bucs.
not.
If they win. But I'm still going to take a shot because I think
Do it.
it's bold.
No, yeah, no, I am agreeing that it's bold. I do not think the Cowboys will lose to the Buccaneers.
What should I pull? Tell me. Well, within reason.
Oh wait, none of these are reasonable. I know you've been eyeing this one, so you should do that. Ciroc apple.
Oh, it's Apple.
Yeah, you're just doubling down on the apples.
Double down. I love apples. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That is what I am doing.
In the books, Gage thinks the Cowboys are going to lose to the Buccaneers.
Okay, so in my defense, Tom Brady has never lost
Like
to the Cowboys in his career.
like LeVar Ball,
What?
never lost.
Exactly. Has never lost to the Cowboys in his career. And we know how the
How
Cowboys
many games
are.
have they played? Like 3.
We know how the Cowboys are. No, he's probably played them like 6 or 7 times, maybe. I mean, come on, man. It's the Cowboys. Like you're telling me you trust the Cowboys in the playoffs? Because
Not generally, but I just
Sure
the Buccaneers are toast, man.
not well. They are toast, but they're gonna find a way against the Cowboys to beat them.
Alright.
And I'm willing to put down right now, if this actually happens and they play them, I'm putting down a Gage's guarantee the Buccaneers will beat the Cowboys
Yes.
in the playoffs.
'Cause-
Which means I might have to drink another one of these.
Which I'm almost done with.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Let me feel it. Oh, dude.
Got like
I meant to
2
ask you, how's that been?
It's not that bad. First sip was bad, but I coated my mouth with it, and now it's just just like a beer. Send it.
That one tasted better.
I was gonna say it had to be better.
Yeah.
Because vodka tastes like almost nothing.
True. This is our first bowl prediction.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the last one that anybody did.
Was it the Jags one? Or BYU?
The last one is you saying
Or is it me talking about the Giants?
the Giants will go to the World Series in 2023. You said that in October, and he called it. You knew that. That was in October 17th. So 2 months. We're slacking on bowl predictions.
I was hoping you were gonna erase that one.
No, hey, when you say it, it's on wax.
I should probably just shoot for that now.
No, you gotta
I'm
let it sit
kidding,
there.
I'm kidding. Well, I did say they're going to win 107 games too, so.
Yeah, that's it's been a while. I'm glad we.
Okay, Stained.
Hey, I've seen them live, bro. Okay.
Nice.
No, it wasn't that nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have been slacking a little bit on the BPs.
And I hope the fans appreciate it because they want to see me cry. I think I would rather them lose to the Bucks in the first round than to get beat by the Niners in the second round.
Oof. Or the conference championship.
If they made it to the conference championship and lost in general, whether it's the Niners or the Eagles, I'd be happy. It'd be the most important game I've ever seen the Cowboys play in my lifetime that I can remember. It would be.
Yeah.
It
would be.
Because I do not remember them winning it when I was 9 months old. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of fan. It'd be the most important game I've ever seen the Cowboys play. Win or lose, I would say that this is a winning season. This would be.
Would you be able to watch the game with me if it was Niners versus Cowboys?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
God, that would be so stressful.
For the right to go to the Super
Like,
Bowl, it
like
would
think about the teams and the way they're put together right now. It would
like
be,
Brock Purdy.
I think it would be very close.
Dak Prescott, but both those defenses, and the Niners is better. And the Cowboys isn't.
But the Cowboys probably got a more reliable offensive set of pieces, if you will,
And you do realize
and
that
really more of the quarterback.
if they play in the playoffs, it will be in Santa Clara, and we have a chance to. We could go.
You want to go?
I mean, if you wanted to really throw it down,
I'll fucking.
I mean, it'd be
It'd be like
what
hundreds of dollars.
like probably thousands of dollars.
I don't know. Because the Super Bowl is like a couple $1,000s to go. So I think
That is something that I would really consider going to because what are the chances that could happen? I mean, we had Niners Cowboys for the first time.
it'd be like 1981 all over again.
Yeah, exactly. But it'd be Dak Prescott throwing it to Dalton Schultz in the back of the end zone.
And Brock Purdy to fucking
George Kittle.
Brandon Ayuk. No Dwight Clark around.
I would be stressed. I mean, I've never seen my team get anywhere close to the Super Bowl. I mean, you've seen your team play in it twice. And I mean,
True.
I would be.
And be not favored in the Kansas City one, but definitely favored in the one against Baltimore.
Yeah. So, I mean,
That'd be wild.
even thinking about it.
Yeah. Got me juiced.
Gets me riled up, but they're going to lose the Buccaneers in the first round. So, it's all good.
You really think that's gonna happen?
I really do. In my heart, I believe the Buccaneers will beat the Cowboys in the first round. I do.
We'll see.
I've lost all hope.
I'll let you live with that.
Really have.
All right. Now who's your player of the week?
No, before we
Oh,
go.
you're not done. You're
One
not.
more
He ain't
thing.
done.
I thought I had something else.
I'm not finished.
And I do. Hall of Famer and 4-time Super Bowl champion Franco Harris passed away.
He did. Fuck, man.
Passed away. He is the man behind the Immaculate Reception play against the Raiders, which was 50 years ago, a few days ago.
Yeah. It's crazy too because they had the game like they were gonna retire his number with him there, and
Oh, they were going to do it with him there, too?
yeah, that was the whole plan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
First of all, I can't believe the Immaculate Reception was 50 years ago. Because that's
That is
probably
crazy.
the most... It's got to be a top 5 play in NFL history.
I know. Every time I watch it too, I'm like, I change my mind on what I feel like happened.
Well, the play that they always show is the replay of like them showing it of the camera hitting
Right.
in. You don't see the ball.
Exactly. You don't see the bottom of the ball. You see the ball, but you just can't tell if it's hitting the ground or not.
And if you ask Franco, he's going to say,
Oh, I snagged it.
"Oh, I caught it.
Yeah.
It was a touchdown." Hey, what did the ref say?
Yeah.
What did the referee say?
There was 3 feet between the bottom of the ball and the ground.
Right. Obviously, yeah, you said the Steelers retired his number.
Right.
And even Steelers players coming into the game, walking in, were rocking number 32.
Yep.
And it's a pretty big loss. I mean, being a 4-time Super Bowl champion, that's nothing to scoff at.
Oh yeah.
There's only a few players in the history of the NFL that won that many championships.
He was there during the peak of the Steelers franchise.
The steel curtain.
Steel curtain.
The steel curtain.
He was on the offensive side, but still.
And did you know, I found out today that he played 1 year for the Seahawks. I don't even know if it was a full year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He not only played for the Steelers, but he did play for the Seahawks at least for some part of one season. So rest in peace to Franco Harris.
still crazy that like the whole thing was happening and then that the week of like if you're part of the Steelers franchise, that's gotta just be like what like seriously? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like I said, I think I was under the impression that they were celebrating the Immaculate Reception by having the Raiders play the Steelers.
That's the whole thing. Yeah, that was the
which the Immaculate Reception, that's the game, was
Right.
Raiders Steelers.
Right.
But for some reason, I thought he had passed away. I think a week prior or a couple.
It was
days
like
prior.
like 4 days, I think. Yeah.
And I thought maybe they were just like, you know what, he passed away, we're gonna retire him now.
Right.
But I didn't. Are you
No,
sure?
the whole thing was supposed to happen no matter what, as far as I know.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I think you saw his son up there, and I would assume his wife.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do we figure out how he passed away? What the deal was?
I think there was some. I want to say heart complications, but I don't know that for a fact. Yeah, definitely.
Nonetheless,
definitely
it
a bummer.
sucks. But
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because I totally forgot about it.
you wish you could have been there to see his number retired and be in front of Steelers Nation, who I'm sure a lot of players love that guy, especially guys,
Oh, yeah.
especially fans who were around back in the '70s.
Right.
So, shout out to Franco. We're both not the biggest Steelers guys, but today we are.
Yeah.
So.
No, Franco Harris is a legend, for sure.
And that's all I have for today.
Player of the week.
My player of the week is your boy, your boy George Kittle.
Should be wearing the jersey.
6 receptions. No. 6 receptions.
Reception.
120 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Did you see the one that he stole away from Ray McLeod? It was the deep one that was like 35 yards or something, and Ray McLeod was running a route behind him. I don't know why they were both in the same area, but I think Kittle just like kind of located the ball in the air and snagged it from him, and then like Ray was like hugging him almost as he caught it, but
Hey diddle diddle, Kittle down the middle.
Kittle right up the motherfucking middle. But yeah,
I gotta say, since we've been doing player of the week this year, this was the hardest week for me to pick a player.
really.
I feel like there was. I always check the fantasy app, and I didn't really see anything that caught my eye. I guess I picked George because he's on my team for fantasy.
Makes it easy. Yeah.
It was-
Good pick. Good
It was
pick.
a tough one. Yeah, I'm sure you like that.
If you picked the guy that I was going to pick, I would have picked Kittle. But I'm going
really?
with Cam Akers. He had a huge game. He's finally gotten his starting role back as the Rams starting running back.
There we go.
He had 118 yards rushing and 3 tutties.
Damn.
Big win over the Broncos. Later, Hackett.
I had I had the Rams defense, and they put up 21 for me.
Nice. Yeah.
Wasn't
I mean,
enough, but
Russell Wilson was just chucking the ball around the yard
yeah,
to the other team.
that's what he usually does.
So there it is.
There we go.
NFL top 6. Any changes for you, Mr. Gage?
Unfortunately, not. And I know I sound like a broken record. 'Cause I hate how I botched it a few weeks ago. I'm not gonna go over that. I'm not gonna go over that. So my top 6 this week is the Eagles 1, Vikings 2, Bills 3, Chiefs 4, Cowboys 5, and then Bengals 6.
I'm also unchanged. Eagles, Bills, Cowboys, Chiefs, Vikings, Bengals. Nobody, in my opinion, really enhanced or dehanced their. I don't think that's a word, but it is now.
Yeah.
Their resumes. So, sticking with. I know the we got Bengals, Bills, Monday Night Football.
And that's
that's
gonna,
huge.
That's gonna change my list.
That
Next week might change my list. Might change the list. My list will change 100%. It has to.
okay. I'm gonna tell you right now. No matter how the game goes, unless Josh Allen breaks his leg in the first play of the game, the Bengals winning that game will put them at number 2.
For you?
Yep.
Wow.
From number 6.
Wow.
Automatically.
Wow.
I'd have to.
Well, they do have a good resume.
Because they will have beaten the Chiefs and the Bills, if that is said and done.
And they'll have more- and
the Ravens.
Well, you're right, because they have 11 wins now.
They have 11 wins right now. They'll give them 12. Bills will be 12-4 as well.
And the Chiefs.
Chiefs will be 13-3, but the Chiefs beating the Bills and the Chiefs, or the Bengals beating the Bills and the Chiefs.
Yeah, you're right.
And the Chiefs resume, like I know we watched them play and we're like, okay, they're kind of like Bama. We give them more credit than they maybe due, just because they have Patrick Mahomes,
Yeah.
and Andy Reid. But I think you'd have to give them that personally.
That's good.
You have them at number 6 right now. Is that correct? Bengals.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they will hop up tremendously if
Yeah.
they win.
Get ready. I'm excited for that game. I know it doesn't. Well, actually, it doesn't mean a lot for seeding.
What is that like a Sunday night game? Is that
It's Monday night game.
Monday night. That's like the biggest Monday night game.
I know. I was kind of thinking about.
years.
I was kind of thinking that we haven't had really great Monday night games or meaningful ones, but that's a pretty sexy one on paper.
Hell yeah!
Now both of those teams are locked into the playoffs already, so, but still.
But they're still gonna play Josh Allen and.
Oh, there's because the Bills would like to keep their number one seed if they can.
I know a Bills fan who's gonna be very nervous watching that game. So we'll see how that goes.
Yep. Okay, what's next? We got we're gonna recap Week 16 picks. Gage, you went 2-1. Nice job.
Back to my old ways.
Actually, yeah, back to the good ways. I went 1-2. We both scored on Jacksonville +1. Easy,
Let's hear it.
easy money against the Jets and Zach Wilson / whoever the fuck came in after that. Don't know his name.
Zach Wilson got his ass booed
Yeah.
off that field.
He gone. Gage, you also got the nice close cover of Cincinnati -3.5.
They won by
against
4.
England.
I just checked yesterday and I was like, they won by 4. Let's go.
Tennessee will equal us. He let you down. Sorry, bud. Against Houston. Houston got their second win of the season. Man, like I said, I was feeling good about Miami. They did not show up in the second half against Green Bay. Took an L there. And Deshaun Watson sucks.
He's rusty.
That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I guess as a whole, yeah, he does suck.
Yeah. He sucks in a lot of ways.
If we're talking football, he's probably just a little rusty.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. Gage, you're now 23-25. I'm 20-28. Hey, you go 4-2 these next 2 weeks. You're 500 for the season.
Which is what we're
A
going for.
big turnaround from what you did. You were looking like after week 5. So good for you.
And we're still going to keep doing this next year. Because you made a joke that we were, if none of us hit 500, that we wouldn't do this anymore.
Well, at one point I was like, we didn't get it together. Yeah. But
I think we proved ourselves.
we're better than we thought.
We're better than we thought.
Although
So-
I don't love my record, but here we are.
So my picks are, I'm picking the Eagles -6.5 versus the Saints.
Okay.
I think Jalen Hurts is going to come back, and I think they're just going to fucking be pissed off by the Cowboys again. They're going to put on the Saints. It's not going to be pretty.
I think no matter who plays quarterback, they're probably going to beat the Saints.
I'm picking the Jags again, -4 against the Texans.
Hey, yo.
Your boy Trevor Lawrence and your Jacksonville Jaguars. And then I'm picking. I said I almost picked the Niners, and I looked back and I saw the Vikings are +3 against the Packers.
Okay.
So I'm picking the Vikings +3 against the Packers. And I know the Packers are kind of hot, and this might be one of those situations where it's, Aaron Rodgers against the Vikings,
Being desperate.
or Aaron Rodgers against the NFC
Yeah.
North. You never know. But how can I not pick the Vikings +3 against the
I almost
Packers?
took Green Bay, but
What was your reasoning?
because Kirky Durkee going to the cold weather of Green Bay, I just didn't really like that.
It's fair.
But I like my games better. Okay.
You're talking about a guy who played Michigan State, by the way, who can play in the cold.
He's a wanker, so
Okay. Just making sure you know. Make sure he's not playing in a dome.
yeah, he has been playing in a dome for a long time though.
Are there any college stadiums that play Syracuse?
Syracuse.
Okay.
That's the only notable one. Yeah.
It's not a lot. I guess I just thought about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
What do you got?
I'm taking the Seahawks +2 at home versus the Jets. I mean, I know Mike White's back and he's been the best quarterback for the Jets this year,
Yeah.
but Seahawks at home and points. Thank you. Give me that.
Give
Also, I'm home dogs all week.
Are you?
Yeah, all
You know,
week.
I almost went all. Are you going dogs?
Home dogs.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No. Sorry.
Yeah. You're a bunch of what? Home favorites?
I almost picked all favorites.
Yeah.
And I don't like picking favorites. I like all favorites.
Yeah.
Because I feel like one of those has to lose.
Right. My other two are going to be the Raiders +6 against the Niners. Now the Raiders, you can laugh at them all you want, but they play a lot of close games. They just find ways to lose. So I think 3-point loss against the Niners sounds pretty good.
Okay.
And then my last one, I'm taking the Bengals +1 at home against the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
Joe Burrow is scorching hot right now.
Dude,
the Bengals are scorching hot.
I just wish Joe Burrow was the quarterback of the Cowboys.
Don't we all? Not the
For
Cowboys.
yeah. We all.
Don't we all wish he was our quarterback?
I'll never get over about what I said about Joe Burrow coming in the draft.
Yeah.
Saying trade Dak and Zeke, which at the time I think would have been very enticing for the Bengals. Two guys who were proven for Joe Burrow. It's proving me right
Yeah.
almost every game at this point.
And I do like Joe Burrow, and I doubted him and the Bengals coming into the season, but I'm glad he shut me up because like I said, I like him a lot.
He's great.
He's one of those guys.
He is him.
He's one of those guys.
He's him.
And the Bills, they did win pretty handily against the Bears this past week, but they haven't been necessarily dominant in a while. So
Yeah. They lost to the Jets.
yeah, and they did. Eek. They lost to Tua, bro. That was a long time ago, but
Yeah.
it happened.
They almost lost to Tua twice.
They almost lost twice.
Wait, Tua...
Turn the ball over?
Turn the ball over? Okay.
All right.
But just know if the Bills played the Cowboys would not win that game. I promise you that.
Well, it's never going to happen because Cowboys aren't going to the Super Bowl.
And it wouldn't be a Buffalo, so I'd feel okay about that.
That's also true. Where is the Super Bowl this year? Arizona? I think it's Arizona.
I think it's always in Arizona.
Every 6 years, Arizona, baby. All right, picks are in. Gage, what time is it?
That was easy.
Time for last call.
We
What do you
made
got?
it. Should we say the fantasy football season recap for the very last thing we talk about?
Sure.
Okay. Did you watch any NBA Christmas Day basketball?
I caught the last quarter of the Nuggets-Suns game.
So the last quarter of the last game. Look at you, just what's still on? 10 o'clock. Boom.
Exactly. Well,
That was a great game.
That's what the family.
It was a really
and
good
all
game.
that.
Yeah. Went to
And
overtime.
I would have watched football more than I would have watched.
Did you not watch any football?
I watched a little football.
Yeah.
Not a ton though.
Oh yeah, because the Dolphins and Packers. That was a great game as well. I mean, we had the Warriors game on at work, and parents were in for dinner,
And they won.
The Warriors won.
They
The
beat
Warriors
those
did.
shit-talking Grizzlies.
and they fucking kind of spanked the
Or
Grizzlies.
that
actually.
shit-talking Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
I like Dylan Brooks' attitude, but he's got to... when you talk shit, you got to win.
Yeah. You got to be a maybe better player than Dylan Brooks is. I don't know.
But
I mean, I guess Draymond Green.
I'll give Dylan Brooks credit because I remember watching him at Oregon, and I did not think he'd be this good of a player.
He's
scrappy.
I'll give you that. I'll
He's
give you that.
scrappy.
Yeah, and he can score a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But you think John Morant's still not worried about anybody else in the West?
No. it goes
That
back
was
to
a
me.
fucking. I like Ja, but that was a clown statement.
Yeah, it was.
Just like Bryce Harper said to that reporter. Clown question, bro.
So dumb.
Anyways, back to reality.
I want to give a congrats. Actually, no, sorry. I'm all over the place today. I'm sorry. What do I have? Oh, Dirk Nowitzki got a statue
He did.
in front of American Airlines Arena Center.
I don't know. Doing the fade.
Did you see it was a fade?
Yeah, it was a dirty fade too.
Dude,
He was leaning.
I think it was too much of a fade,
Yeah,
but it was a fade.
he looked like is it Fat Joe? Lean back.
Yeah. And Dirk Nowitzki for me was my favorite player for a long time. Who was not? I mean, the
Dirk
Kings.
is awesome.
The Kings didn't have a player for me to like really. I like Boogie.
Boogie, Chris Webber, Vladdy,
I didn't really care about it at the time.
Bibbs.
Just happy for Dirk.
Yeah,
Very much deserved.
very much deserved.
Best player in the history of the Mavericks as of now.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
And I think it was funny that he was playing LeBron. The Mavs were playing LeBron that night because he got it done on Christmas.
Oh yeah, they
Mavs,
played the
Lakers.
Yeah, I didn't think.
And, LeBron post game was talking about how Dirk was nasty and all that, which he was. Dirk was nasty.
He was. Yeah.
He was great. Probably one of the best international players of all time, if not the best.
One of the. I mean, his fadeaway jumper off the post was like.
It's like Kareem Skyhook.
It's not the same level, but it's in the conversation as one of those types of shots.
Yeah,
where
well,
it's
you talk about
unguardable.
you talk about shots in the game, and that's
Yeah, unguardable.
for sure.
You just gotta hope he misses, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, Leo Messi signed up for one more year with PSG. He ain't going to Miami yet, boy.
Go.
So, let's go.
Yeah.
We got not only this run at the Champions League, which I guarantee we're gonna win, but next year.
There we go. I want to give congrats to Taylor Martin for beating me in the championship of fantasy football in our league.
Tip the cap.
Tip the cap. It's hard. It's my second year in a row losing, and it sucks.
In the championship.
In the championship, it sucks. But it's
Still
nice
got
to be.
that silver medal.
It's nice to be there, and it's nice for the stat sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure everybody knows that I'm still that guy.
Still that guy. I did lose in the third place game to Arb, so congrats to Arb for getting his money back.
Exactly.
Good fantasy season.
Yeah. It's nice that somebody who was a new addition won. I think
Right.
it looks good also.
Yeah, it doesn't seem rigged or anything like
No,
that.
exactly.
Although it did seem funny that we added some new people, and I had my best season record-wise in a long time, but as commissioner. But yeah, fantasy football is over for us. I know some people are probably having their championship wrap up this week,
We do a little different.
but we ended it early. So, but yeah, it's in the books.
It's all good.
Congrats, T-Mark.
I'm a little sad that it's over. I love fantasy.
It does kind of, in a way, it feels like the end of the football season, especially if your team is not in it. But our teams are still in
Oh
it.
yeah,
So.
it's just the beginning. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I had to move the fantasy app out of like my
Main.
main or
Yeah.
like my eyesight.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, get ready for next year and get ready for the NFL playoffs this season,
Oh, yeah.
which should be very exciting. All right, Gage, we all set?
I got.
I can tell you got
I got
pissed
pissed
like
like
a
a motherfucker right now. I gotta go.
All right. Thank you all for watching, listening.
Love you.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.
And Happy New Year.
Yes.
Peace.
Happy New Year.